Hi, welcome to Miniezhhops How to Sculpt videos with myself, Elizabeth, and today we'll be making a little frog. I love seeing what you guys make, so feel free to share some photos and I'll share them at the end of the future videos if you'd like. Let's hop to it. To start, you'll need a work mat. A piece of paper works great. You need some green clay, black clay, white clay, and a little bit of red clay. A potter's needle or a toothpick works great. A sculpting silicone dowel tool, potentially with a ball end, but a pen tip also works. And a little blunt edge knife tool. And similar tools to these are in Miniezhhops' corresponding DIY kit. I'll link those tools and kits below. Begin by warming up your green clay. We warm it up so it doesn't crack in the oven. And take a little bit, roll it into a ball, about a third the size as you want your finished frog to be. You can roll it into a ball between your fingers, on your palm, or on your work surface. Then take twice as much as that and roll it into a ball as well. Once you have that second ball that's about twice as big as the first ball, roll it slightly back and forth, and then press it on your thumb or your work surface and pull down on the sides to create a little gumdrop shape like this. A small note, if you're making your frog as a pin or earrings or the like, just press the back and tap it on your work surface. Press the back, tap it on your work surface so that it rests on a flat surface. Set the head on top of the body, take your sculpting tool and smooth that seam. Smooth it all the way around and then kind of just smooth it out with your fingers by tapping and give it a little twist. Once it's how you like it, if it's going to be 3D, take it and twist it on your work surface. And then we'll roll out some clay into a string or fat snake, and we'll roll it to be about a quarter as much as for the body, about a quarter of the thickness. Once you have that, you'll set it about 1/3 of the way down, give it a little tap, and then bend it at the base of the body. And you can either pinch it off or you can use your cutting tool to cut it off, leaving enough space for the foot. Once that's pinched off, give it a few taps and make it as you would like it. Repeat that on the other side, tapping it there, giving it a little bend, a little pinch, and then tap it again. Make sure they're lined up the way you would like them. And if one side looks too big or too small compared to the other, you can take it off and add more or take it away. And clay is easy to push and move around, so if it's not exactly in the position you would like it, feel free to adjust. All right, now take that roll, set it on the back, bend it over about halfway up your frog, about here, and then again bend it as at the base for the foot and pinch it off, similarly to how we did on the front. If it looks too big, just pull it down. You can rest it on your thumb when you pinch and pull for added security, and then repeat that on the other side, setting it on the back. And you can look down from the top to make sure it's an even. Bend it around and then bend it again, pinching it off and then tapping it. Give that little guy a twist on your tabletop and set him down for a second. Take a little bit of green clay, like a 1/16 as much as you took for the head, maybe about twice as much as for one of the feet. Split that into two, roll those into balls, and then from there, roll those back and forth to become little ovals. Set those on the head by looking about halfway and then going over a little bit on one side and going over a little bit on the other side. And then you can take your sculpting tool to make a little indent in there and roll it around to make it about the size you want the eye to be. Tap it, roll it around, and you can use your finger behind the eye to support it. Next, we'll take our white clay, pinch a little bit off, make sure it's warmed up first, and we will roll it out to split it into two. Roll those into two even little balls, and then set those into the indents you've made. Before tapping it in, make sure that it's the right size you would like, and then give it a tap to secure it. Take your sculpting tool again, make an indent in the very center of the white on both of them. We'll take some black clay, about as much as we took for one of the white clay pieces. Just kind of pinching it off gives you really tiny pieces. And then to split it in half, you can roll it out and pinch it, split it into two. Roll those into balls, and then we'll set them in the indents in the white. Before tapping, make sure you like the size of it. And when you tap directly onto it, not sideways, otherwise you risk smearing it. Then take your sculpting tool. You can also take your little knife tool, and we're just gonna flick a little bit of clay off of our white lump of clay. You can set it on your finger so it doesn't get stuck to your sculpting tool. And then just set it on the black part of the eye and then give it a little tap to secure it. Repeat on the other side. Give it a little tap. Set that little guy down for the moment and take some red clay. Make sure it's warmed up. Take about as much as you took for the black. Roll it into a teeny tiny ball and roll it slightly back and forth and give it a little tap so it's slightly flat. Then take your sculpting tool to make a tiny little indent in there, and you can curve that around the sculpting tool by just giving a little press. In we'll take that little tongue and set it on the frog, and you can take your sculpting tool again to give it a little indent to secure it, like so. Optional too is to make tiny little dashes for the nose or on the little eyebrows, or make a little smiley face underneath it, whatever you would like to do. But don't forget to sign your initials on the bottom. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had fun. Bye.